Hey there, YouTube family. Welcome to the Stocks with Josh show. Hit the like for me and say hi in the comments. I'm going to be touching on some cryptos that I think are showing great relative strength in the midst of this very chaotic downturn that we've seen in crypto. We all know what's going on with Sam Bankman-Fried and Binance. A war broke out and Binance emerged the winner. It's an incredible event that's occurred. I would say it was a black swan event that nobody could have predicted. Obviously, these guys knew a lot about each other's companies, and I think that Binance exploited the weakness that they saw in FTX and made an incredibly bold move and came out the victor. This is going to be one of a series of videos where I'm going to highlight cryptos that I think have outperformed. There are a total of 6 that have really caught my attention, and I am reorganizing my top 10 cryptos to accommodate them. And there are some that are falling from grace, falling out of my top 10. I'm going to go over all of that with you guys. We're going to start off by looking at Bitcoin because that's the granddaddy and it moves the markets up and down. It's sort of like the tides of the ocean. We're going to look at Ethereum, and then we're going to compare those to Solana. This video is principally about focusing on what's going on with Solana right now and answering the question, is this a buy or does Solana have some big problems ahead? But let's go back to Bitcoin. I talked with you guys the last video I did about the RCI line indicator, that when the green line crossed over the blue line, that it often began to signal that the bottom was at hand. And then when the red line came up and went down beneath the oversold area and came back up out of it, that meant that the bottom was officially behind us. Between those two indications, we didn't get the red line coming out of the oversold area. Right before it came out, this whole event, this black swan event, caused it to curve back down. And now that RCI red line is pointing down, which means that the bottom has not been booked. All right, we know that Bitcoin is down 77% from its all-time high of 69,000. And we see that it's made a new low of 15,500, which it's had a nice little pop from today. From its June lows, it has gone down an additional 11%. So I just want to establish from the June lows on Bitcoin, we then went back up. Ultimately, we went back up to 25K and we've come all the way back down below the June low, down an additional 11%. Its highest area of historic support is at 14,000, but it doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to get there. And I'm going to explain to you why. If we had looked in the past bull-bear markets of Bitcoin, Bitcoin should have gone up to a minimum of 89K for this last bull run, but it didn't. And one of the things that a lot of people are imagining is that Bitcoin is stabling out and becoming a bit more mature, meaning that it's not going to go up as high or down as low as it may have in the past. So as time goes by, the percentage movements up and down are becoming less volatile and a little bit more stable. And that could be a mistake that some people trying to look to the past are going to overestimate how low Bitcoin could go right now. That's why I brought that RSCI signal to you, because it has done a great job of showing us at which point, technically, the low may be booked. And we are getting extremely, extremely close to that red line at the bottom curling up over and telling us that the bottom is in. We're running out of time to go down to 14K, even though that would be the next key level of support. If we don't get there by the end of this November, I believe that we simply will run out of time to have gone lower. And no, the coming recession does not mean that that will add time to it. That's not how it works. All the previous lows of the bear winter from tops to bottom were done in under 400 days. 2 of them done in 395 days. Guys, we are already there. We're just about till the end of this November will be the close of a 400-day window. If we simply extended it to the end of December, that would be 425 days, and Bitcoin has always bottomed before that type of a time frame. And so the window for a bottom is closing, and this may have been the last big bear moment we've just gone through. And if it wasn't, then it's going to happen in the next couple of weeks to month max. Now that's the state of Bitcoin, but let's compare ETH to how Bitcoin did. So ETH, I'm going to just tell you right now, ETH is one of the ones, it's one of the big 6 that's emerged as an outperformer in crypto. ETH fell 82% from its all-time highs, roughly from 4,800 all the way down to 881. ETH has not made a new low in this last pull down. Its low is almost 18% higher than in June. So even though Bitcoin was around 11% lower than its June's low, here we are with this massive turmoil, and ETH is actually 18% higher than its June lows. It's gotten battle tested and it's emerged with greater relative strength. So the day after the carnage, it's almost 34% higher than its June lows, which is also again showing stronger relative strength. For example, comparatively, Bitcoin is up almost 12% today, while ETH is up 22%. The other thing I want to cover with ETH is their accomplishments during the bear winter. We saw that they moved from a POW, proof of work, to a POS, proof of stake. It means that a lot of ETH is not piling down on the selling pressure that ETH has just gone through, which again may be why it's outperforming Bitcoin. ETH was heavily criticized about being too centralized after the merge, but I want to share this recent report that came out that said that in actuality, by an independent study, they are actually more decentralized. The idea of being centralized or decentralized is going to be hotly debated, but right now this independent group is saying that these guys have actually come out through their own studies as being more decentralized. We're going to have to learn more about that as we go, but right now ETH is an outperformer. It's an outlier and it's showing great relative strength. And for me, that means it goes higher up on the list as a buy. And in addition, I told everybody over the last week to sell their ETH at the 1600 mark because of a massive supply wall up above. And even though it kept beating up against that 1600, entering back into that 1600 territory, I got a lot of comments saying, "Oh, I'm holding mine, Josh. You let yours go too soon." I saved myself a ton of money because obviously it broke down from there. I had my first buy order in at 1420 because I told you guys that's where I was going to reaccumulate. But you know that I break up my purchases in more than one order. If you trade with me, if you follow me, if you're one of my friends, you'll always hear me say, break up your orders, break up your orders. And that's exactly what I did. So I was able to catch ETH all the way down from 1420 down to around 1200. I got into my full position. It went a little bit lower, but today it's above that. So I'm back in the profit on ETH. And it was, in my mind, a great call that would have saved a lot of people a lot of money if they had followed along. You guys tell me if you followed along and what price you were able to get back into ETH on. Let me know. I'd love to hear that. This video is sponsored by the MooMoo app. Come over there and join the family. Put in $100 on this exchange. It's a commission-free, zero trading cost trading app for your phone, your iPad, and your computer. They've got 16-hour trade window. They've got free level 2 data. You can trade options there. They've got great charting. You can also short stock. I have a community over there of 12,000 members. Come over there and join our conversations. We also have a chat group over there. There's no spam like there is on YouTube. None of the spam is there. We're able to have some conversations. Open the account, fund the account, get the free money, and start your investment journey. Start it with the fam. Okay, it's time to touch on Solana, and I feel like I'm in a trend of potentially making some enemies. Solana is not a buy for me right now. It's got serious problems. These were unexpected, unforeseen, black swan event that is swallowing up one of our beloved cryptos. But unfortunately, we just have to stop and take a step back. I will let you guys know if I change my view of Solana, but Solana is falling from grace because of its association with Sam Bankman-Fried and FTX. He was a big supporter, a big holder of Solana. And what this means is this is the fundamental story. It's trumping the technical story right now. The technical story I'm going to go over here in a minute, but the fundamental story is the problem. One of the reasons why Solana was so bullish in the past was because Sam Bankman-Fried was one of the richest, strongest, and most successful men in crypto in the US. And he was a big backer and big lover of Solana. And that gave Solana the wind beneath its wings and was going to enable it to soar and fly. It's how it came out of nowhere and rose to such immense power. But now that same association with Sam Bankman-Fried is causing it to fall into some form of a downward spiral, I'm concerned. I don't think we've seen the complete unwinding of Solana. Solana needs to be able to confirm to the market that they have the alliances and the funding to take them forward through the rest of this bear winter and to make them a leading crypto project in the next bull run. I'm not saying that that can't happen. I'm just saying that this is a big enough red flag for me to pump my brakes on buying more Solana. Now, I own Solana. I have not dumped my bags. I am simply calling it a hold for a moment, and I'm taking it out of my top 10. And I'm just going to explain to you guys why. Everything in my top 10, I'm buying weekly. Okay. I believe so much in it that I can't accumulate enough. And that as I make money, I am putting it to use in crypto, breaking it up amongst my top 10 cryptos. And right now, Solana is simply moving to a hold, which means it has to lose a spot in my top 10. So here are the facts regarding Solana right now, which are showing poor relative strength. It went 55% below its June lows. Okay, that is really bad. You saw that Bitcoin went down 11%. We saw that Ethereum didn't even go below its June lows. It's 22% above its June lows. But we see Solana has gone 55% below its June lows. Now, on top of it, it's over 95% down from its all-time highs, compared to ETH being only down 82% and Bitcoin being down 77%. It has been punished a lot more. And the bottom line is when I examine it very closely, I see that real key support for Solana is at $5. And so I have to take a step back and imagine that if the bad news keeps rolling in for Solana, that yes, we could potentially get as low as $5. Now, it's actually showing some great strength today. It's up more than other cryptos, 30%, but that may just be the dead cat bounce, because there's a lot of people that have big positions in Solana, and so they're using it as an opportunity to dollar cost average, but that may be premature. It could turn out to be a great call. Each of us has to make our own calls. What I'm sharing with you is not financial advice. I'm not telling you to buy, sell, or hold. I'm telling you what I'm doing with my Solana. Now, I just want to give you a bullish glimmer of hope for Solana. Solana hit an all-time high of $260. So if it can recover from this negative association with Sam Bankman-Fried, reestablish itself and get back all the way to $260, that would be a monumental comeback. It would be an upswing right now of 2,400%. And so this is the reason why we trade some projects and hold some risky stocks and cryptos, is because some of them have just a much stronger opportunity moving forward. But as I've told you guys before, there's two ways of trading risky stocks. You're either going to run with a stop loss or you're going to go all in DCA. But if you're not going to run with a stop loss, then eventually you have to call it quits with dumping in and DCAing and buying the dip. And until Solana's overall fundamental story gets reestablished in my eyes, my bags of Solana are full and I have to cap the risk. And why do I have to do that? Why? Because there are some another amazing crypto projects that simply deserve my money better. Projects like Matic, I'll tell you up front, I'm going to cover Quant here soon. There are better crypto projects that have outperformed and they deserve my money more than Solana right now. And so, guys, let me know in the comments section what you're doing with your Solana. I know that this is going to be a hot message for some people. They're going to not like it. But, you know, this page is about me sharing with you what I'm doing. And so if I didn't share with you what I was doing and I came out here and just talked about stocks and cryptos without really telling you what I was doing, then that would be an integrity issue for me. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm actually excited about crypto. I was on my computer buying last night. I was not afraid of this moment because I follow the technicals. You guys know that the technicals have been telling me we're going to be 400 days into this bear winter, and normally the bottom is booked within 400 days. And so in my mind, this is a great time to buy. That's what I'm doing. You guys let me know what you're doing. As always, I'll look forward to seeing you in the next video. Peace and blessings, my friends. Take care.